Hello everyone and welcome back to Pineapple Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. So, today we are going to be talking about a movie that I was so hyped, so ready for. I was ready for this movie. We are talking about 2021 Dune. This was a movie that kept getting pushed because of the pandemic, but it's here now, and well, actually, it came out several weeks ago, but I'm just now getting around to it. So, let's talk about Dune. So, I have quite a few names to read here, so bear with me. It stars Timothy Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Stephen Henderson, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, and Dave Bautista. It was directed by, I think it's pronounced Denis Villeneuve? I think that's how you say it. He directed Blade Runner 2049. And it was produced by a lot of names here: Herbert W. Gaines, Joshua Groh, John Harrison, Brian Herbert, Kim Herbert, Tanya Lapointe, Byron Merritt, Richard P. Rubenstein, John Spates, and Thomas Tull. And in this movie, there is a kingdom that needs spice, right? And they're going to this planet and they're like, hey, let us do spice here. And there's this whole thing with like spice because it fuels their ships and stuff, and then these bad guys come along and they start attacking to stop them from getting the spice because they want the spice too, and it's this whole spice war thing going on, and it takes place in a galaxy far, far away. As a matter of fact, the reason why I'm wearing this in this video is because Star Wars drew a lot of inspiration from the Dune books that were released, even before Star Wars came out, obviously. And then there was a movie that came out in 1984 called Dune that nobody really liked that much. But a lot of inspiration from Star Wars did come from the original Dune books. And you can see it, like in Solo, when they go to the spice mining planet. That was inspired by Dune. So I was really ready for this movie. I heard nothing but good things about it before it came out. It just looked amazing. I was ready for this, and I love this movie. I think this movie is fantastic. So let's talk about it. So, the visuals are astounding. This is a gorgeous looking movie. I could totally see Nolan directing this movie too. Christopher Nolan, he could have directed this, and it probably would have been just as good. I'm not gonna lie. The visuals are fantastic. They're like, part of the lore is that there's these giant sandworms, like colossal sized sandworms. And they go underneath the sand and then they come up, or they might like open up the sand and everything falls in their mouth. It's really, really cool. But when they show up and the character's hands and feet start sinking into the sand, it's really, really riveting. Everything in this movie looks beautiful. The music is fantastic. This is Hans Zimmer, right? Yeah, it's Hans Zimmer. The cinematography is phenomenal. This is such a gorgeous looking film. This movie just looks fantastic. The costuming is really great. Everything the characters wear looks really, really cool. The atmosphere. I love the whole atmosphere surrounding this film. It's just, this movie really is like its own. You get transported away to a galaxy far, far away, just like you do in Star Wars. Now, I'm not trying to compare this to any of the original Star Wars movies or anything, because this isn't as good as those, but I love the atmosphere and the lore. I got really into the lore. It's some movies, like when I watch them and they're really complicated, at some point, I'll just give up trying to follow it and just watch it. I didn't with this movie. I really didn't. And this is kind of a complex movie, and I left with some questions. I left this movie with a crap ton of questions. But I was interested enough to try and understand the film. The action is phenomenal. It is really, really good. It's so well handled. The scale, this is a giant scaled movie. This isn't a small scale movie. This is a giant scale movie, and the scale is great. The colossal dune worms are fantastic. The vehicles are really, really cool. There's this one ship where it's like a bug because it has like the four wings like a dragonfly, and it goes like this. It's really cool. The cast is great. You can name everyone in this cast. Like, the cast is fantastic. Like, they're all notable actors. And I keep looking at this movie and thinking, if this movie had come out like the 90s or something, what would this cast have looked like? I'm very, very interested in that. Maybe if Screen Junkies was still making original content, they'd make a video like that. But Anyway, that was not a roast on Screen Junkies, by the way. I'm just saying. Okay, let's see what else. The villain, played by he was in the MCU. Stellan Skarsgård. He plays the villain in this movie. He's really creepy and really cool looking. I liked him. Now, as for my cons, the first act of this movie is slow. It is slow. There's like, I don't think there's any action in it except maybe like one. Yeah, there's like a fight between Timothy Chalamet and Josh Brolin in a training sequence, but it's just talking. And I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to get all this setup out of the way so that the rest of the movie we could have fun. But it would be better if you sprinkled that throughout it rather than trying to cram it all into one act. My understanding is that Dune Part 2, because this is a Part 1, this is an incomplete film, this is Empire Strikes Back, there's not really an ending. My understanding is that Dune Part 2 is going to be a big action film. Lots and lots and lots of action. I can't wait for Part 2. It's going to be even better than this, and I love this. Also, the characters need to be fleshed out more. You don't really learn too much about it. You get a sense of their relationships, but that's about it. I love Dune. This is a fantastic movie. I was so pleased with this movie. I was like, yes, great filmmaking. More of this, please. I'm going to give Dune a 95. I can't wait for Part 2. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Pod and Planet Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave me reviews, suggestions, and comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Pod and Planet Entertainment for channel updates. And much love.